Good morning, good morning. Finally, a winning day. Well, kind of. I'm going to break it down. We've got some more hardwood action on this Thursday slate. 9 games in the NBA, including an early Paris game. Stay to the very end, and I'm going to make sure I give you guys the best bet in that game as well. Let's get into it. This is the Free 3.
I also love your YouTube videos. I watched them while I was gone. That was fire.
But getting paid because yesterday we had a full sweep. Mike going under, that was just icing on the cake. Why are we going to go in such a weak AFC South? Unless we have the NBA.
Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead with 13 seconds.
When you hear the sirens, you know what that means.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Good morning. Welcome into another episode of the Free 3. It is your boy Noble Living, where I am just trying to help you guys beat the sports books together, man. This is DYF Bets, and guys, I am super excited for today's NBA hardwood slate, even college basketball as well, as we have a few games on the board today, and I want to break down what I'm looking at, what I'm taking. I'm not going to lie, some of my bets are a little bit ugly, but you know what? If it cashes, it doesn't matter. And yesterday, we had a really good day here on the channel. Why? Because it was kind of a good day. We went 2-2, but really 2-1 from the games that we did in the channel, because I added one late, right? So first, to get us started, we had Arkansas. My boy just came, man. He just said Arkansas, baby. That's right. Arkansas started us off. What a sweat. That's why I'm glad I took the money line. I told you guys, I was like, can we take the 1.5? And then when I saw the odds value that we were getting on the money line, I said, let's just take that. And we got that done. That cashed in for us. And then our second best bet of the day, Mark Williams is over 1.5 assists. We got that done too. So we took both of those bets. We got it done. Our only loss of the day was in our parlay builder. Let's pull this up real quickly so we can take a look. It's still been a little bit of a rough go for it for us over the last week or so, but we're going to turn things around here. Like I said, yesterday was technically a 2-2 day because I added Ole Miss late -2.5. We saw that they got upset by Texas A&M. Texas A&M is one of those teams, guys. They're making money right now, and I guarantee you we're going to lose money in about, I would say, come March. Maybe even SEC tournament time, but we'll wait. So Ole Miss ends up folding, and then Arkansas, we get it done on the money line. Marcus Williams, he had like 4 or 5 assists, so you could have gotten the 2.5 as well. You would have been fine. And then our losses were in the SoCon. Surprisingly enough, I was beating my horn yesterday about how I know SoCon basketball. I guess I don't, because Furman and both UNCG lost. That was a tough loss for UNCG. They shouldn't have lost to Mercer at home. That's going to come and bite them back down the road. So technically a 2-2 day, but really we went 2-1 on the channel, so you can't be too mad at it. And in today's video, I'm gonna break down my favorite plays for today's card. I've got one college basketball bet, one NBA player prop, and then also a prop parlay that you guys kind of might like. It's like a mixed bag parlay, right? Just our bankroll builder. So we're doing that. Let's stay consistent with that, all right? For our first best bet of the day, let's go to the college basketball slate real fast. We have a few games on deck that I do want to circle or just want to kind of point out that you could kind of just take a look at. This UMass Lowell game is one that's pretty interesting. Now, typically on Thursdays, guys, we're getting a lot of the mid-major teams, right? The MEAC Conference, Southland Conference, American East, teams that you're probably not technically really watching, but there's a lot of value on these cards in comparison to some of the bigger name brand teams, such as the Big Ten SEC names like we saw yesterday on Super Tuesday or Big Wednesday, right? So one of the teams that I really like is Marist. They're -3 today against Niagara, and you can see Marist is 13-3 on the year. Meanwhile, Niagara is 7-11. I know Marist is on the road, but one of the reasons why I really like Marist here is they lost their last game at home. I was actually on Marist in that game to Ryder. They lost that game by 7 points. You can see they were 8.5-point favorites in that game. They were never supposed to lose that game, and guess what? They lost. Now they have to travel on the road to a very bad Niagara team, which you can see they just lost to that Ryder team as well. Lost back-to-back games, lost 4 of their last 5, but that's not really the best bet that I have for you guys, but it is ugly like that. The first one of the day that I'm going to go with is Merrimack on the money line. I know that's not a team that you guys are probably very familiar with, but let's go look at this Merrimack team here. As you can see, they're favored by 1.5 points against St. Peter's on the road. So very similar to what we did yesterday with Arkansas, where we had to sweat out that 1.5 if you took that. I don't even want to worry about that. Why? Because the -1 -1.5 is at -105, -102. That means the money line must be at -120, -125. You can see it's at -120 right here. So I really like that Merrimack -120. I'm willing to lay that type of juice. It's not too bad. Why do I like Merrimack in this game today? Well, for a few reasons. First and foremost, Merrimack is one of those teams that is actually supposed to compete and win their conference. They're in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, so you can see right here. It's probably not a conference that you're too familiar with, the MAAC, but this is one of those conferences that when you get somebody in the tournament, you have to win out to get somebody in the tournament. You're not going to get an at-large bid. So we could see right now in conference play, Merrimack is 6-1 on the season. Not too bad to get conference play going, but they had a win against Siena here, a away loss against Quinnipiac, and then a win against Manhattan, Sacred Heart, Fairfield, and you can see 2 earlier in the season. Well, what about this Quinnipiac loss? Didn't I just say that this Merrimack team was one of the best in the Metro Atlantic? Well, if you look at here in the standings, Quinnipiac, well, they're the other team that's supposed to compete for the championship in the MEAC this season. So to see that Merrimack has lost to them already on the road, and that was a competitive game, gives me confidence against a very bad St. Peter's team, which is supposed to finish near the bottom of the conference. St. Peter's is one of those programs that is still rebounding from the Shareem Holloway effect, right? He was the head coach now at Seton Hall. This was a team that went all the way to the Elite Eight a few years ago. But one thing about those teams is this head coach, Bashir Mason, he's from the same tree as Shareem Holloway. So what do? They care about defense, but offensively, they always have problems. So look at these numbers, right? 339 in offensive efficiency, 106 in defensive efficiency, 351 in pace, right? Now let's go look at Seton Hall. 230, 115, 333. So basically the same type of caliber basketball, just with better quality players, right? So when you look at that and you see the struggles that Seton Hall has had this year scoring the ball, it's no surprise that St. Peter's has had trouble scoring the ball. 320th in offensive efficiency, or effective field goal percentage, 354th in turnover percentage. They can't hit any 2-pointers, bottom 10 in all of college basketball in 2-pointers, and now they have to face a Merrimack offense that's not that strong themselves, but they don't turn over the ball. They can hit the 3-point shot at a pretty decent rate, and they are strong defensively themselves. So we have a very low total in this game. If you look at the total here, let me just lock in this in for one unit real quickly. We got a total at 123. Very, very low total. So when you have a low total like that and you're trying to decide what's going to be the differentiator, it comes down to typically who's the better player on the court. And Merrimack has the better player. If we go down here to the significant contributors, the go-to guys, Adam Clark. He's one of the best mid-major players in all of college basketball. He's only a sophomore, but you can see that he accounts for close to 28% of their entire offense. He shoots 33% of their shots. He's a huge focal point of their offense. He's just a very tough guy to guard, and he's somebody that right now is who Merrimack leans on. So for me, I'm not overthinking it. It's very short line here because they're on the road. I know it's an ugly game, but I like Merrimack on the road today, -120 odds as our first pick of the day. For our second best bet, good morning, Day, good morning. For our second best bet of the day, appreciate you tapping in live. We're going to go to the NBA card, and there are a few games on the slate today that look interesting. Obviously, we have our 2 p.m. game between the Spurs and the Pacers. If you don't know, this game is actually going to be taking place in France. Why? Because the NBA is an international brand now, and it's great to see that Wemby gets to play in front of his home crowd and his home fans. So if you want to take Wemby's points, we're going to cook up something there in a little bit, but I think that's a good look. One of the bets that I do want to take a look at, though, is between this Raptors and Hawks team. And I promise you guys, this might not be a very popular bet, and I'm kind of biting my nails now with that I'm thinking about it and really processing it, but I'm going to go with my gut here. And one of the bets that I like here in this game is a player prop, and we're going to go RJ Barrett. Under 21.5 points. Now, if you guys tapped in yesterday, the way that we found that Mike Williams bet was we went through the popular bets tab, or the best bets tab here on Doink Sports, a new platform that I've been using. And I was scrolling through here today trying to find a good bet that I really liked. And one of them that stood out to me was this RJ Barrett under. So I want to go take a look at this game real quickly, and let's dive into it and see why this bet kind of stands out for me. It's more of a numbers play more than anything. So first and foremost, The Toronto Raptors suck on the road. Like, if we go look at their record on the road real quickly, I don't think they've won one game on the road. They're 1-19 on the road. Meanwhile, the Hawks played last night against the Pistons and lost at home as well. And that was not a very good showing for them. So, as we look at this Raptors team and we go look at RJ Barrett's game specifically, his game log, his line's at 21.5. And he's only gone over this number in 3 of the last 10 games. We can see here he's averaging 19.2 points per game over the last 10 games. 19 points, 21 points, 22 against Boston, 15, 10, 20, 16, 25 against the Bucks, not that strong of a defensive team, 17 against this very same Hawks squad, and then 27 against the Grizzlies, a team that doesn't play a whole lot of defense. So, first and foremost, the trend is saying he's been going under. He also faced this Hawk team. He did not shoot well, 5 of 13, 1 of 5 from the three-point line. But I want to look at specifically this Hawks defense on the right side here. So let's look at the defense against starting small forwards. Only one starting small forward has gone over this number in the last 10 games. And we're looking at players such as Asar Thompson, 16 points. Anunoby, 8 points. Well, Jaylen Brown got 24, but this is, who's that? Zach LaVine, 15. Ryan Dunn for the Suns had 14. We have Johnny Zhuang had 11. We had Norman Powell with 20. We had Roy Hachimura with 13. We had Christian Braun with 15, okay? Now let's look at kind of similar players. Similar players, only 3 of 10. They only added in Donovan Mitchell, and he only split 1 of 2 times. So, why is the Hawks defensively so great against small forwards? Well, they have 2 really good young defending guards, and Dyson Daniel and Jalen Johnson. Both of those guys play hard. They play a lot of minutes. You can see they don't give a whole lot of field goal attempts, only 12 field goal attempts. Don't give a whole lot of three-pointers, only 4 three-pointer attempts per game. And teams are going under against that. And like I mentioned, RJ Barrett, 17 points, only 1 of 5. And if you look at his career historically against the Hawks, he's only gone over this number in 2 of the 6 games. Last time being last year. And if you look at the game log right here, if we click on the box score, if I can zoom out a little bit, I might be able to. Oh yeah, right here, I click on the box score. You can see that game was when he was still on the Knicks, when he's playing freaking 40 minutes. Now he's on the Raptors where he's not playing as much. And I mean, he's still getting a lot of minutes. He's still getting good usage, but we can see he's still getting about 30 minutes, 30 or less minutes per game. The Hawks, they may blow them out after what happened last night. I don't know, but the defensive guards for the Hawks, I'm leaning here. It's a trend play. It's gone under significantly. RJ Barrett under 21.5 points. We're locking that in as our second best bet of the day. You can see here we're going to get at minus 115. Not too bad odds value to be able to get 1 unit down. So 2 bets locked in. Mary Mack, RJ Barrett. Our third and final best bet of the day is going to be our bankroll builder of the day. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm not doing a money line parlay like we usually do because that just hasn't worked out for us over the last few days. Let's take a day off. But there are a few games I'm going to give you that you can make your own money line parlay. So this way you can take your leans, okay? First one, it's going to be a same game parlay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the Milwaukee Bucks on the money line. But we're also going to pair it with this one guy, their shooting guard, Andre Jackson, and we're going to go over 2.5 rebounds. So Andre Jackson is the starting shooting guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, and they are playing the Miami Heat today. And the reason why I like them against the Miami Heat is because the Miami Heat are in shambles, right? I mean, no Jimmy Butler, suspended 2 more games for missing the plane. The Bucks are 7-point favorites at home. They should win this game outright on the money line. But one guy that I want to look at is Mr. Andre Jackson. Andre Jackson, this game was actually on the popular to best bets tab. I want to actually pull it up so we can look exactly at the over 2.5 rebounds. But it's going to be juiced. It's going to be juiced. But he's gone over this in 5 of the last 5 games, so 100% hit rate. Love to see that. And then Miami, whoops, I zoomed in a little bit. Okay, Miami has allowed over 2.5 rebounds to starting shooting guards in 32 of the last 42 games this season. And no Jimmy Butler. Keep that in mind. So let's go take a look here at some of the stats real quickly that back this play up real fast. So as we're going to go look at the stats here for Andre Jackson, the reason why I want to take it at 2+ or 3+ is because you can see right here, he's gone over in 7 of the last 10 games, 70% hit rate. He's gone over in 5 straight, but he's literally only getting 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, 2, 4, 3, 2. So he's flirting with the number, but 3 is the number. So I don't want to get 3.5. I want 3. Okay. And this is also another thing. When you look at right here for the defense for the Heat, 8 of the last 10 starting shooting guards have gone over this number, averaging 3.5. Right there again at that 3 number. 4, 3, 7 for Jamal Murray. 3 for Max Christie. That was none for Chris Dunn. Shaedon Sharp had 3. Colin Sexton had 1, but he doesn't really rebound too much. Schroeder had 3. Monk had 5. Sexton had 5. So you could see 8 of the last 10 have gotten 3 rebounds. But then against Miami, Andre Jackson, he just played them on November 26th this year. So, I mean, he didn't just play them, but he played them this season. He had 9 rebounds in that one. I'm pretty sure that was a season high for him. You don't think for a young player, he knows that box score, that he had a great game? And now he's seeing 20 minutes per game. This might be a blowout from the perspective of no Jimmy Butler, Heat are in shambles, right? The Bucks have been on continued rest. They were supposed to play last night in New Orleans. That game got snowed out. So now they're back at home against Miami in this matchup. So for me, when you go look at this on the books, you're going to realize how juiced it is. 3 rebounds at over 2.5 for Andre. He's going to be all the way at the bottom here. You can see it's at minus 175. So I'm not laying that on the book. So what I'll do is I'll put the Bucks on the money line here, and now we get to plus 115 for 1 unit down. If you want to do magic on the money line, you can. Franz Wagner is coming back today. I do lean Paolo under points. I took everything in me to stay off of it, but I do lean under points there. You can go Nuggets, money line. It's the second night of the back-to-back for the Kings. Their starters last night literally played 38 minutes or more. And now they have to travel on the road. I mean, they were at home. Now they have to travel to Denver, playing altitude after playing the hard-fought Warriors in a tough game last night. Nuggets on the money line. If you want to go Bucks, Nuggets, money line, 2-piece, be my guest, right? Not opposed to that. But I like this right here at plus 115, plus 114. 3 rebounds for Andre Jackson, just 3, over 2.5. And we're also going to go Bucks on the money line to beat the Heat today at home. Bucks have been on continued rest. Jackson should play significant minutes. And it could also be something where, like I said, Middleton's banged up. Giannis is banged up. These are all guys that if you can get them out of the game early, let them live to fight another day, and their Bucks have still been winning games at home, don't overthink it. So we're locking those 3 best bets in, right? Fourth and final best bet. Sorry about that, guys. Dot plays him to start the game in the half, and he's averaging around 20 minutes a game. He's from my hometown, New York, so I follow him probably closer than most. Yeah, so let me know what you think about it, bro. You know, Andre Jackson, you know, Doc likes him, and I think he's a great addition defensively. I'm pretty sure he went to UConn, right? I'm pretty sure I was a fan of him in college. I think Wemby at home today, guys, is the smash spot for this game. I know it's going to be the popular bet that a lot of people are going to take, but I also think that you can get to Jackson from the 3-point line. So over 3.5 at plus 120 odds isn't too bad either. His steals and blocks, guys, have been just through the roof at 4.5, 5.5, but that's something that he can get as well. But I don't want to try to get too cheeky, too cute. I do lean Chris Paul over 13.5, 12.5 points and rebounds as well. I do like that line. I think it's a little bit low. I think this is going to be a higher scoring affair, but I'm just going to go Wemby over 3.5 threes, 1 unit down. He's going to be at home in France. You know he's going to get to Jack in it. If you want to go 3 threes and 20 points or 25 points, you can see the line's already moved from 25, 26.5 at what it's opened at, right? You can be, but everybody's going to bet on Wemby. And for me, I think the 3-point line is the one that's you're going to get the best value at the sake that he's going to shoot a lot of threes. And if we go look at Fantasy Pros right now, let's see centers, 3-pointers. Let's see where the Pacers rank. They rank kind of near the bottom, actually, and giving them 3-pointers made to big men. But Wemby's not really a center. Also, he's kind of power forward. He plays a few different roles there. So Pacers middle of the pack for power forwards as well. And then if we go look at his game log recently, let's go look at how he's done recently. But he's just going to be the popular pick. And maybe the books you know, because he's gone under recently, but maybe he's been going under in anticipation. But I just love this volume. He's shooting 8.5 per game, man. So, I mean, you know, I think at home in front of his friends and family, I think everybody's going to be out there. I think we're going to get a Christmas Day type 11 attempts, 12 attempts, 12 attempts. And if he's shooting it that much, getting 4 3-pointers at plus, you know, 119, 120, I can't beat that. So we're going to lock that in as our 4th best bet of the day. All right, guys. So here for the free 3 this morning, guys. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Real quickly, 4 best bets that we're going with on this card. We're going to go Victor Wembanyama over 3.5 3-pointers made at plus 119. That game starts at 2 p.m. Remember, it is in Paris, France. Our second is going to be Mary Mack on the road at minus 120 on the money line. Don't play with the minus 1.5. Just take the money line. Under for RJ Barrett. Points under 21.5. I know it's a little cheeky. The Hawks don't play too much defense, but they do have really strong young defensive small forwards that should be able to stop RJ Barrett. And then finally, we got our money line, our parlay builder of the day. Milwaukee Bucks on the money line. Andre Jackson over 2.5 rebounds. Keep it real nice and simple. Plus 115 to tuck us in. All right, my friends. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. As always, team comeback, man. Day, Just K. Appreciate y'all. Let's see this bozo pack he just cooked up. Wemby, 25 points, 10 boards, 3 3-pointers is minus 110 for a bozo pack. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like, I mean, that's 3 legs. Some people don't want to lay that many legs, but I think that looks really good. If you guys want to see that one more time from Team Comeback, Wemby for 25 plus, 10 rebounds, 3 3-pointers, or you might even be able to just do like a double line. I don't know what that's at, and parlay that with like 3 3-pointers, but play around with some stuff. All right, guys. Appreciate your love and support, Day. Appreciate you for tapping in as always, man. I'm gonna have a few extra plays added a little bit later on the Action Network. All right, my guys. I'm just getting back into a rhythm and flow, and then I'll be doing the AFC and NFC Championship game previews tomorrow and Saturday. So we'll preview those games. All right, my friends. Let's get to that cheddar. Let's get to that money. I'll see you on tomorrow's video, and as always, dictate your fate. Let's have a great day, and as always, let's cash in. Later, gang.